Hi dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to this cricket show with your host Ram today. First and foremost, thank you very much for all the tremendous support that is coming in for this show. People liking the show very much, which I'm very glad to know. Well, as far as today's cricket show is concerned, it is going to be a report on the second day's play between Bangladesh and West Indies in the first test here at Dhaka, and then we'll also do a brief preview of the test series which is going to happen between England and India, which you're all waiting for, and that would be happening tomorrow at Motera Stadium in Ahmedabad. It's a relayed pitch, and we'll be having the battle between India and England, and this will be the first test of the series. But right now, first and foremost, I'm going to talk about Bangladesh reply to West Indies, who put up a grand score on the board. In fact, they had 527 for 4 declared. They resumed at the overnight score, that impregnable score. As I said, they were 361 for 4 yesterday. So they went on to add, it was a 299 run unbroken partnership. I was just wondering what was the reason. In fact, at 231, another 4 run, probably 296 partnership. Probably I would have expected Darren Sammy, the captain, probably missed the trick or something. It's just one boundary away, and chanderpaul and ramdin would have gone into the record books of having a triple century partnership. So I was just wondering, probably Darren Sammy missed it, or probably he was in a hurry. What happened, one does not know. But it's only 4 runs, which would have been good for the record for West Indies, where chanderpaul and ramdin would have put up a triple century unbeaten partnership for the 5th wicket. But unfortunately it was not to be, as Darren Sammy declared. And in fact, Bangladesh bowlers had to toil very hard once again. They had no respite because the West Indies batsmen, both those batsmen who were there overnight, Shunara and chanderpaul, he went on to make an unbeaten double century, his second double century of his career. He was not out on 203 of 372 balls with 22 fours. And chanderpaul, one knows what he can do. He can really rile the opposition. He can really grind them down, and that's what he precisely did. And Dinesh Ramdin too joined in the fun. He had an entertaining 126 runs. This is something showing a lot of improvement as far as Ramdin's batting, because one would understand in Edgbaston against England he scored a century. So this is his second century in 2012, and Dinesh Ramdin, the wicketkeeper batsman, is really showing a lot of pluck here, because he had an unbeaten 126 to his name with 11 fours and 1 6, and this was as I said, it was a 296 run partnership, because the last wicket, the 4th wicket, went at 231 when Kieron Powell was gone. So if they had reached 531 for 4, and that was the time if Darren Sammy would have declared, that would have been unbeaten 300 run partnership. But unfortunately it was not so, but West Indies declared at 527 for 4 with I think it was chanderpaul not out 203 and Dinesh Ramdin not out 126. So as I said, the Bangladeshi bowlers had a real toil at the in the ground there. So Hagazi, yesterday's hero, he toiled hard, and I would say for bowling for an international debutant, the right arm off spinner Sohail Ghazi has done admirably. In fact, he is the one who has bowled better than most here, because he has 47 overs in his first match that he played, 7 maidens, 145 runs and 3 wickets. Shahdat Hussain 1 for 85, 21 overs and 3 maidens. Rubel Hussain 18 overs for 89, was very costly. He was not at all on the mark at all. He kept on spraying the ball in all directions, and the ball started disappearing all directions from the blade of the batsman. Mahmudullah 14 overs 45. Shakib Al Hasan bowled 34 overs 4 maidens, 104 runs and no wicket. Naeem Islam 8 overs 1 maiden, 24 runs and no wicket. 1 over for 8 runs for Nasir Hussain, and Tamim bowled 1 over in which he gave away 10 runs. So as far as the reply was concerned, Bangladesh, well, I wouldn't say, but Bangladesh definitely has put up a good show, because they have at least made 164 for 3. The first thing that Bangladesh will be trying to go for is the follow-on target, and the follow-on target now is not very far away, because if they make 327 runs, they would be avoiding the follow-on. But again, even 327 runs is really a very big task. In fact, they are trailing by 300 and sorry, I'm sorry about that. In fact, it should be it should be another probably, it should be, actually they should get 327. So to get to 327, again, it all depends on how they bat tomorrow. That's all depends. But definitely Bangladesh had Tamim Iqbal having a very good start to his first test match here over here in Dhaka, and Tamim Iqbal was absolutely superb with his batting. He entertained the crowd to I would say in plenty. In fact, Tamim Iqbal, he made 72 of 71 balls with 10 fours and 2 sixes, and the 2 sixes that he hit was of the bowling of Sunil Narine, which was very interesting to see. And Tamim Iqbal also cracked Tino Best for 4 fours in 1 over. One was a straight drive past the bowler for the boundary. The next one was creamed through the covers, and Tamim Iqbal flicked through mid-wicket and then ended up with the 4th boundary in that over of Tino Best, and he pulled him to the fence for 4. In fact, Tamim Iqbal played very well. His strokes, as you know, Tamim Iqbal is an aggressive batsman. He likes to attack, and that's what he precisely did, and that enabled him to make 72 runs. In fact, Junaid Siddique was an early victim. He was caught by Bravo of the bowling of ramdin for 7 with 1 boundary. Shahriar Nafiz, who made the comeback into the Bangladeshi team, showed that he was not afraid of the short stops. He went on pulling. He pulled a lot of boundaries, and he gave good company to Tamim Iqbal, and that was a partnership which took it from 25 for 1 to 88. When Shahriar Nafiz fell, he fell to a short ball, tried to hook ramdin inside his wicket. Ramdin took the catch. He was gone for 31. And Tamim Iqbal himself was a victim of the West Indies skipper Darren Sammy, as Tamim Iqbal was caught by Narine of the bowling of Sammy for 72 with 10 fours and 2 sixes. But as far as the close of play was concerned, it was Naeem Islam and Shakib Al Hasan's responsibility to see them through, which they they did it very well. 119 for 3 was when Tamim Iqbal was out, but they took them to the safety at close on the first day without any further mishap, with Naeem Islam not out on 27 with 5 boundaries looking good, and Shakib Al Hasan having an unbeaten 16 to his name with 2 fours. So 164 for 3. So as I said, the first target for Bangladesh tomorrow would be to get to the 327. It is very essential that Shakib Al Hasan stays there tomorrow, because he would be the he should be definitely playing a pivotal role if if Bangladesh have to go past the follow-on target, or probably get even near the total of 527 that West Indies made. Looking at the bowling figures, Rampal 8 overs 2 for 49 was most successful. Tino Best got clattered by Tamim Iqbal in a particular over, going for 4 fours. Tino Best 7 overs unmaiden, none for 31. Darren Sammy bowled 5 overs for 21. He got the vital wicket of Tamim Iqbal. Sunil Narine 10 overs 3 minutes, none for 40. And also yesterday I forgot to mention that they also had a right arm spinner, Veerasamy Permal, who actually played against India when West Indies A and India A clashed, and he did very well. In fact, he was the captain of the team, and he contributed beautifully. He's also a good batsman. And Veerasamy Permal today, he bowled 3 overs 2 maidens. It was his debut today. 3 overs 2 maidens, none for 1. And Chris Gayle bowled 3 overs for 14. So definitely, I would say West Indies definitely they put up a good score. They piled on the pressure on the Bangladeshis. Well, now I'm going to leave from here because I don't have much time on this cricket broadcast. Well, I'm going to review the India-England Test Series, which is going to kick off tomorrow at the Relayed Motera Stadium here in Ahmedabad. And for me, what is going to be for India, they know that they had a phase in England where England actually trounced them 4-0, Australia trounced them 4-0, and it was 8 tests overseas that India were beaten. And now India would like to do the same to England, but I know it's not something that is that can be taken for granted. Well, what is going to be surprising for me is that, as you know, in these tour matches, England have not been given any chance to play the spin much. So that really tells you that India have played their cards close to their chest, and they don't want to leak anything, and it's quite obvious that India will probably be having turning tracks on which they would have. And I don't think there is anything wrong with what India is doing. Well, England did it. Well, so India probably they are going to have some turning tracks, and it will be good to see. But let me tell you, India, even though they are not so well equipped in the spinning department, they don't have that experience. Once upon a time, they had a lot of experience, but right now Ravichandran Ashwin, yes, he's a very good bowler, there's no doubt about it, but Ravichandran Ashwin is not very experienced. It's still a long time to go, and Pragyan Ojha is another. So both are fairly experienced, not very experienced. And for England, even though they are also prepared, and for the precise reason, they had two spinners. They have Graham on the right arm off, he's a world-class spinner, and they have Monty Panesar. Both of them can turn the ball and tweak the ball a real wrong way. Well, if at all India is going to prepare turning tracks, it will be a test for the Indian batsmen as well. Indian batsmen, definitely born and bred on Indian wickets, are very good against spinners. But again, as I said, that they do have some very good spinners, England, and they are definitely equal to the task. But I think it is going to be a good battle because it will be very interesting to see how the England actually play the spinners, because they didn't get much of a chance as far as the tour matches were concerned to really see what the Indian spinners could do, how the turning tracks would be. Probably, as I said, India has played their cards close to the chest. It makes me believe that India would have definitely have turning wickets, and the information that comes from the relay at Motera Stadium in Ahmedabad, one would remember. I do remember one of the matches with they had an uneven pitch, and it was India versus West Indies. It was way back in 1983, if I'm not wrong, and it was Kapil Dev who took a former pace bowler who took 9 wickets against the West Indian team. Well, but now things are pretty different. And look at for India, what is going to be very important, according to me, is one is going to really see how Sachin Tendulkar plays. Yes, I mean England. There is no V.V.S. Lakshman or Rahul Dravid. That is what England actually had all those batsmen in trouble. They actually they were actually hitting their apple cart. But this team, well, Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir would be wanting to get a good partnership. But what is going to be very interesting for me is Sachin Tendulkar. As you remember, in the last series against New Zealand, he was a clean bowled wicket. Now, as I said, any experienced batsman, if he starts getting clean bowled, then that means that is not a flaw. Basically, as far as Sachin Tendulkar is concerned, probably age is catching up with him. But I'm not taking any credit away from Tendulkar. Probably Tendulkar might be better, but it would be very interesting to see how Tendulkar shapes up against the likes of James Anderson, Stuart Broad, and Monty. But probably one thing which would be in favor, but Trent Bolt in India actually clean bowled Sachin Tendulkar a couple of times. So it will be very interesting to see whether the English pace bowlers would be following the same formula to try to get Sachin Tendulkar out. Virat Kohli, we know he is one of those shining stars of Indian cricket. Yuvraj Singh has got a place in the test team, whether he is going to play tomorrow, and I for a fact feel that he might be given a chance, especially keeping in mind that there are going to be turning tracks available. So Yuvraj Singh, along with probably Pragyan, and the person to be left out would be probably but well, that is again another conundrum for the Indian captain, because Ishant Sharma is not fully fit. So Umesh Yadav, so they definitely need 2 pace bowlers. So it should be Zaid Khan. So it is going to be so probably Yuvraj Singh might lose out, according to me, and because India would like to have those 2 spinners, Ravichandran Ashwin and Pragyan Ojha, up their sleeve. As far as England are concerned, as I said, it will be interesting to see how they play. Well, I'm just going to come to an end to this broadcast, end of this broadcast, so I'm going to really wrap it up here. For England, spin is going to be done. Nick Compton might make his debut. As far as England batsmen are concerned, it will be a good test for them as to play the spin bowlers. As I said, this YouTube broadcast is coming to an end, so I wouldn't be able to really go. Let me see whether I can just complete something here. Alistair Cook is the captain. Jonathan Trott has been in good form in those 2 matches. Kevin Peterson was looking good. Ian Bell probably needs to have a bit of a tweak there. Matt Pryor, Samit Patel has been a very consistent performer in India after coming, so that is some good news for England. And then they have the pace bowlers, Stuart Broad, James Hansel. They're going to be as effective as what they were in England, because in England they had wickets that were absolutely suited to their liking, but in India things might be a bit different. But well, time will tell the story. So keep an eye on the Motera Stadium in Ahmedabad for the first test match between England and England, which starts off tomorrow. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the cricket show for today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.